Holidays Nale, Nama GT Holidays Tha, South India's #1 travel brand.
Learn from over 250 musical courses from 6 different genres. Visit bmusician.com.
So you could have been a detective.
I could have been a detective, yeah.
Okay.
I would have very good one.
Magnifying glass and all that.
See, this James Bond suit, spy detectives. No? Bald spy.
Nice.
James Bond could have had a wig supply.
Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome to Galatta Plus. And Jisshu, I'm going to start with you.
Oh.
You seem surprised.
Yeah, of course.
No, I mean, I thought so because, you've become the go-to guy for playing the husband of strong women. It's like you have, Manikarnika. No, Manikarnika.
You're right.
Right, and then there's Rani Mukherjee's husband and Mardani. Then there's, Vidya Balan, Shakuntala Devi. And they're always, whenever the character comes and says, here's a strong woman, we need a guy to play the husband, and it's you. What is the vibe that you give off that makes people, say, now, of course, Kajol
It can't be your vibe, it has to be your face then.
Every woman wants to marry him.
Everyone wants to marry him. Yeah.
And Shy.com's ad for free.
No, to be very honest, me and my team, we decided not to, do certain kinds of husbands anymore. And to be very honest, when this show came and I said, I didn't know that Kajol was doing. So then, but I said, again, husband, nahi karte yaar. I will be labeled. Actually, which you said, we had this in mind. I had this in mind. And when I went and met, and when I heard, before meeting him, I heard it was Kajol, I'm going to be the playing husband of Kajol. And I'm a huge fan of her. There's no two ways about it. So I went and met Suparn. Suparn had someone else in his mind. Let's be very frank. Okay.
James Dean.
Okay. But then I, to be very honest, I wanted to do this because all the husbands which you're talking about, are very lovable, nice husbands. But this one, which is layered, I would say, layered.
Okay.
Sorry.
Asshole layered. I'm trying to compute the, where the words meet. It's good. Yeah.
Sorry, I
Layered
didn't get you.
asshole.
Yeah.
Layered asshole, yeah.
Okay.
So it's very different than what I've done earlier. And it is a very, how would I place it? This character is very important for the character which Kajol is playing.
Right.
Her entire life changes because of this one man.
Right.
So, and in the story. So I said, yaar, agar mil jaye to sir, agar mujhe ye kaam de de, to, and de diya.
So here's the thing with Jisshu. When you met, one, he brings a different layer to the character. You like him as a person. And then you see this character whose choices in life aren't really the most pleasant choices in the world. But as an audience, it's a two-pronged game that is happening now.
Yeah.
You're not liking what he's doing, but you're liking him.
Nice.
Which makes it even more interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, we did something similar in Ran I Do with Venki Sir's, casting. So he brings about a lot of himself.
So
No. This is,
what he's trying to say is that your work had nothing to do with it, you're not a good actor, and it was just his choice of you as a person, that's it.
Such a good person, such a good actor.
I'm very confused now.
This is what
I'm very, very confused.
This is like, usually it's the thing that heroines say, oh my God, we don't get roles, we just get chosen because we're beautiful or whatever.
Chosen because he's beautiful.
So that's how that's his character.
It's a term. All about balancing equality. Yeah.
We're truly in a new world.
Yes.
But so Suparn, there's this wonderful line in the trailer that I just saw, which is like, हम यहाँ client को defend करने के लिए आए हैं, सच्चाई को नहीं. This is such a lovely, old-fashioned punch kind of line. Had you been a critic still, a reviewer, would you have defended that line or mocked it?
Oh, I would have completely defended it because honestly, I love cat whistles.
Yeah.
And I was the most commercial-friendly, film-friendly, critic when I used to be a critic, by the way.
Right.
So here's the thing. I wrote good things about you always.
I think she remembers some bad reviews as well. I think so.
Actually, not really. I've never reviewed any of her. I know my list, so yeah. I know who I've given bad reviews, who I'll avoid.
Okay,
so anyway.
There's a look that's happening there. So.
Oh, meri behan hai. So here's the thing. There is a certain level of, panache at times, which commercial writing, to put it, whatever gives you, because you can say things which are again sounds very commercial, but it's meme worthy.
Yeah.
We live in a world where things need to be quoted and they need to hit home. And sometimes lines become more relevant.
Right.
Risk hai to ishq hai kya hai? It's that, right?
Yeah.
So when my brief to Hussain and Abbas Dalal and Siddharth was this, that let's come up with lines which register, which hit home.
Right.
Rather than writing paragraphs, give me 2 lines
Yeah.
which say the point, move forward.
Yeah.
And it was a regular exercise that we did at times on sets,
Yeah, exactly.
where we would kind of refine lines or something, where we would say stuff which hits home. And we are an Indian audience end of the day.
Yeah.
We like the punches. And it's not about whistle traps. It just give me something to kind of say. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And I think entertainment should be fun. It should not be just...
I mean, I don't want to go and see people speak real, like as I do in real life or
yeah,
whatever.
we're doing that. And we do, there is enough reality,
Yeah.
but in a fun way.
Yeah. So Kajol, last year I think, or maybe earlier this year, I read that Gupt has turned 25, and it was like shocker because it was like
I'm not the killer on the show, FYI. In case that's your question.
No, that's not a question.
I'm really not the killer.
Wait till season 2.
But where I was coming to is, it's like over this long career, you said yes to Gupt, you've said no to Veer Zara, you said yes to Fana, you've said no to Dil Se. There's been a lot of, is your decision making very
Good?
intuitive, like instinctive? What made you say
Is
yes
that a
to?
question or is that a judgment?
No, I'm saying what made you say yes to the trial is where I'm getting at.
I have seen the original and I loved it. But again, I was hesitant about how it would be adapted. So the reason that I said yes was I heard the adaptation of it and I really liked it. I don't know what Suparn is like as a director at that point, and I had no clue. But he was bald, so that was a plus point.
Okay. Okay. Maybe that's
At
a plus.
least I knew that the competition would not be hairy.
Okay.
You know? So besides that, I think that
This is very equality.
It's
like
all
there's
about equality.
2 people with hair and like 2 people. So
Without,
people
yeah.
with great hair.
yeah. So yeah.
2 people with great bald skulls. Look at it, oval-shaped face.
2 people with great hair and 2 people with perfect reflectors. I would
Yes.
say.
I'm good for my actors.
Fabulous.
Always
Yeah.
reflecting.
But back to the
Coming back to my choices. Yes. So my choices have been pretty much as time permitted, as I liked the people. I need to like the people that I'm working with. I don't like to work with people that I have no communication, not even like so much as I need to be able to communicate with them. I feel that whoever you work with, if you're spending 100 days with them, you need to be able to at least get your point across. And that is really, really, really important to me. And of course, how a film is put together, etc. My earlier choices, definitely you would say that they were time issues as well in certain choices, like they'll say, and etc. But I would say that I've gone with my gut pretty much on all of my choices, and I stand by them.
Yeah,
completely.
Yeah. So, Jisshu, I discovered you because I'm from Chennai and we didn't have access to many Bengali films back then. And I discovered you through Rituparna Ghosh's cinema because that's when those are the festival films, so I'm putting them in quotes, that got, we used to see them at the film festivals and all that kind of stuff. Now, you've mentioned so many times that he changed your attitude and approach towards acting.
Absolutely.
Can you just tell me how that applied when you approached, let's say, the character in the trial?
You're asking me what Rituda changed about my acting?
Yeah. And how it applied to the trial, if that's a little bit of an extension?
I became an actor by default. I never wanted to become an actor. I wanted to become a cricketer and a drummer.
He's still a drummer and he has a rock band.
I still play cricket too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I was shooting for this film called Abhoman, I still remember. And while I was shooting, Rituda asked me, whatever you do in front of camera, do you think can you do it? And I said, no, I don't. And then he just left and he was doing his own thing and all. So I was going around and then after lunch I asked him, I said, you asked me that question, so why did you ask me? He said, no, am I doing wrong? He said, no, you're not doing wrong. But what you're doing, if you give it a thought behind what you're doing, why are you doing that, you will be a better actor. That struck me, and that was, I joined this industry in 98 and this was in 2010 or 11. Till then, I was never thinking about what I'm doing. After that, I started thinking about it. And then, yes, I gradually understood that I'm getting better and I'm understanding more clearly why I'm doing what am I doing. So that led me to different kinds of cinemas. That made me travel the world with my cinema. And yes, here I am today working with her.
Now
my
connected
dream.
to the trial, how did that help you with the trial?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
like
we have
trial,
to come
I'll
back
tell
to
you.
the interview is waiting.
So
Kya
the tri-
kanun dhoka?
The
trial.
So what I do is about why this character is doing what he's doing. So we had a discussion, I think, just about
First day of-
second day,
yeah. Tom for glasses ke upar, correct.
So we were reading the script and all, me and Suparn were there, and I asked him a few questions, and then I asked him how he was being brought up. Was he always a rich guy and he became richer, or he was a very middle class guy who became rich? So there was certain questions which I had, and he clarified all of them, and that's how Jisshu Sengupta was born and what I did.
Nice.
What I did.
So you're kind of creating a backstory to your.
I always do that.
Right,
I
right.
always
And that is post Rituparno
Yeah,
Kosha.
yeah,
Right. Jishu's played quite a few roles outside his home base, which is Kolkata film industry, because there's also the statement that you gave that Rituparno told you to think of yourself as an Indian actor and not just as a Bengali actor. When it comes to you, you have made your little, like I remember 2 Tamil films that you made and a few other, but you haven't really gone too much outside your home base of like Hindi cinema. Is that because of the language, or is it just because
It is because of the language. It is because of the language. Honestly, I just find it, because I speak Hindi normally, I understand Hindi, and when I have to speak or I have to ad-lib, it's just much, much easier. For me to learn another language, I have to actually mug up the entire language, and I cannot ad-lib. And there is nothing, I feel it takes much more out of me to add that extra bit.
Right.
I was very lucky in VIP that I had Dhanush in front of me, who would stand behind the camera and who would literally, I mean, like, if you had to see the BTS of this, you would be wondering exactly how I had a straight face at the end of it, because he was standing behind the camera and he was saying the line with the emotion and I was parroting it right back. So it was literally, and with the correct pause, with the correct emotion, with everything. So I almost feel like, okay, the close-ups are different and the silent close-ups are different or whatever, but like I almost felt like it was like, copy-paste. Not really that much of me to put into it. So yeah, that is, as an actor, I feel that I don't have as much contribution, or I'm not able to contribute as much as I would in a language that I'm more comfortable with.
Right. Have things changed now that there's so much more content out there?
Have things changed now that I can wear lenses and I can read from a template? No.
So until Suparn comes up with a Malayalam show or something like that, then
No, but I think there are ways around it now. There's a lot more English used. There's a lot more Hindi used. So if I had to do it, I'd do it smartly.
Yeah. So Suparn, apart from the fact that, yes, you got to work with these two, there are so many legal dramas out there.
Yeah.
So what made you say, this looks interesting, I need to do the trial?
So I honestly didn't see it as a legal drama. It's the trial, but it's also trials of love, relationships. And that was where our main thrust was when we were creating it. Because look at the journey that she has, right? She starts off...
She as in Kajol? Or?
Kajol, yeah, Noinika.
Monica.
Oh, right, the character.
character.
Yeah, okay.
The character, yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's only one she.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
A lot of actually strong she's on our show, which I'll come to in a minute. So here's the thing. Noinika's journey starts literally at the lowest point possible.
Right.
And this is something we in general discussed with Jisshu as well as Kajol and other characters. Every character is about choices that they make in the show. And Noinika's choices go from black and white to grey. And we use at times the cases that she's fighting for to mirror what's happening in her life.
Right.
And that became an interesting journey because her decisions in the courtroom are at times different from what she's doing in real life.
Right.
And that's a lovely journey to do. 1. 2, it's, I mean, for me, the drama that she has, there's one of her most, one of my favorite scenes is between her and Jisshu, which is about trust and relationships. The thing is this, that he has cheated on her. There has been a scandal. A lot of shit has kind of, gone under the bridge or flowed or whatever. But it comes down to a relationship which has been for so long. It doesn't just vanish and evaporate. There's also children between them, right? That kind of layering makes them act differently with each other. There is a very quiet moment where they are trying to have a discussion, a conversation, and a lot is unsaid, a lot is unspoken. There is a scene between her and Shiba Chadda where she is kind of advising her to do something against her mentor. There are so many layers of characters happening that the legal drama is 20% of the show. It's more about the relationships, and that became the fun part of it, where we could take the core of the original and make it into our world, our characters, our choices.
Nice.
As an Indian woman per se, she'll make choices differently. It will not be with a Western gaze.
Yes, definitely.
So it's very different.
Yeah.
Nice. So, to wrap up, had you guys not been in cinema, what would you have been doing? Just like a fun wrap-up question. Okay. Nothing?
Cricketer, drummer,
What?
cricketer or
Cricketer
drummer?
or drama?
Drama.
Okay. All right. Suparn. Oh, she. Okay.
I have no clue. I would have been one of those purposeless people. I would have been reading my books. I would have made money from. I think there is
A
something
book
that you
reader.
can. Yeah, I would have been a book reader.
Yeah.
Probably, or probably a critic. You never know.
Oh, wow. But, oh my God, she was like probably a critic. You never know. There was a.
I'll be sitting and critiquing these shows of yours. I'll be busy writing comments over there.
She'll be busy writing about Suparn Verma has directed this show. Like this is what she's been doing.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, good things, I hope. But yeah.
All good things. All good things.
I was a journalist and a movie critic.
I know, but-
and a chat jockey.
yeah.
Honestly, it has never been about a choice. Every KRA of mine said I want to make a film. And they would question me that what are you doing here? But not really. I mean, I had a very supporting editor. It was never a question. I mean, I would never ever not be part of this world, because this is what I wanted to do since I was 9. Till the age of 9, I wanted to be a detective. Because I was in love with a girl who was father was a detective. I think I fell in love with her because her father was a detective. And yeah.
I've never met anybody who's an actual detective.
Detective.
I
Yeah.
met. Yeah.
He was like one of
Hardy
those-
Boys, big fan.
Oh really?
Like, I love detective stories.
Yeah.
And three investigators, so well done.
Who's an
Albert
actual
Hitchcock.
detective
Yeah.
in life, isn't that
So you
weird?
could have been a detective.
I could have been a detective, yeah.
Okay.
I would have a very good one.
Magnifying glass and all that.
See, these James Bond suit, spy detectives. No? Bald spy.
Nice.
James Bond could have had a wig supply.
Yeah.
Yul Brynner के बाद मैं ही पैदा हुआ हूँ.
Very nice. Thank you so much. All the best for the show.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks.
Holidays Nale, Nama GT Holidays Tha, South India's #1 travel brand.
Learn from over 250 musical courses from 6 different genres. Visit bmusician.com.